guys ready? One, two, three. Da da da. A new day's dawning. Da da da. So peacefully. Da 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 da. Better get ready. Da da da. It's just you and me. Da 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 da. Crystal blue persuasion. Da 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 da. Okay, enough. Okay, I know that sucked. Honestly, I'm out of practice. It's been about 3 years since I made an audition tape for this and sent it to America's Got Talent. Um, my hair wasn't always white then, it was kind of gray. I had a beard. I looked a little bit like Kenny Rogers. The makeup people, well, my makeup person, okay, me. I did some eyeliner and I looked younger and I looked cool and I looked hip. And yeah, I sent this out because, hey, I'm a music lover. I love music and I wanted to share. And that's it. I want to share my talent with you. Okay. Well, you kind of know where we're heading with this, don't you? Sadly, I don't have a whole lot of talent to share. And I do give credit to the America's Got Talent organization because I sent my audition tape out on a Tuesday. And Thursday morning, I got a FedEx overnight letter back. And it had two pieces of paper in it. There was a coupon for a box of 200 Q-tips and also a coupon for a box of, well, one little jar of Listermint. And that kind of pissed me off because I think if you're going to promote those two companies, you could do it with a little bit of class. You could send a case of Q-tips, and you could have sent me about a case of mouthwash, and get the same exact message across and make me feel a little bit better. I think it was Simon Cowell who must have gotten hold of my audition tape because he's kind of jerky. I could see him doing that. I think all the other judges would have been a little bit nicer somehow. Anyway, quick and fast, there went my musical career. Um, that's not the only time. I was younger. I was about 17, and a good friend of mine and I, George, we decided we wanted to learn how to play guitar. We went to a local pawn shop, and I think we bought a couple of $10, $12 uh, guitars. And we found a guy who was going to teach us both simultaneously. I don't know, it was like a 2-for-1 special he was running or something. Anyway, after about a week and a half, the guy came up to me and he said, Roger, I got bad news for you. Okay. Well, yeah, I think you're tune deaf. I think you've got very young premature arthritis in your fingers because you can't find your way on the frets or keys or whatever they call to save your life. And he recommended that I go out on the basketball court and start shooting free throws instead. So I actually listened to him, and I actually made the sophomore basketball team for a year, and so that was kind of cool. Anyway, musically, it didn't work out too good for me, but I still love music. As for my friend George, he did go on, and it was about 6, 7 years ago that I ran into him again, and we talked about that day, and you know how he actually stuck with it for a little bit. So he said, hey, I'll play you some of the songs I know. And oh my gosh, he's done well. So he's bought himself a nice guitar. He had a really nice amp, and we're sitting in his den, and he's going to play me some music. He's got 3 songs that he feels he's gotten pretty good at. He feels he has mastered them. Okay. And I don't know exactly what mastered them means, but so he played about 30 seconds of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. And mastering it, I guess the definition here is that it's recognizable as Stairway to Heaven. He did 30 seconds of From the Beginning by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and also that was recognizable, mastered. And then he did the third song, and I wound up pissing him off because I could not tell what piece of music this was from. And hey, he's my buddy. I want to try and support him and stuff like that. But I just had no clue. I mean, this could have been James Taylor, it could have been Black Sabbath or Carole King. I don't know. It was unrecognizable to me, and that made him just a little bit unhappy. But we're still good friends from it. And hey, he's having fun, and all these years later, okay, he's had 60 seconds of masterful music. So, anyway, okay, so what we're talking about here is karaoke. And I am all for people playing music, learning music, but there's a point if you're not good at it, you got to acknowledge that, and you just have to call it quits. It was hard for me when I had to go back to the pawn shop 2.5 weeks later, and try and get $12 back. Well, I didn't get $12 back. He gave me $10 back. Can you believe that? And then a couple weeks later, he had it back for sale for $14. So I didn't like this. And he also made a comment to me. He said, "Well, I prefer you guitar players and you guys go out and buy the whole damn drum set because that's just a real pain in the ass to take back into my stores." So, okay. Anyway, that's the way the industry works. You're either good and you move somewhere, or you suck and you have a life of trauma. Actually, trauma. I remember this all these years ago. It's clear as yesterday, and it hurts sometimes. So, um, karaoke, yes. Now, I think everybody has a right to go out and sing and express themselves. Um, just like you have a right to paint a picture and show it to people. And if people don't want to see it, they close their eyes or they walk by it. But now, music is different. And you can say, yeah, I went to the karaoke bar, which you do so at your own risk. But there are places where you don't know they're going to do karaoke or open mic or whatever you want to call it. And that happens a lot down here in Mexico where I live. We actually live on what's called a little, well, it's a little bit of a restaurant row. There's several uh, restaurants down on the main street here. It's a beautiful old fashioned street, cobblestones, bricks, murals. It's very, very colorful, lots of plants everywhere. And it's a popular venue for restaurants. Well, also, everybody has entertainment because that draws a certain amount of people in. And for the most part, the entertainment is pretty good. In fact, one of the groups, I have to say, boy, if I could get this guy who is an absolutely beautiful singer, he's got a very velvety voice. He plays a lot of Latin style music, and he does some nice um, transitions to a Latin style music of some English songs. And it's him on guitar. And like I said, he's got a great voice, very handsome man. And the guy with him sometimes plays an upright bass, mandolin, another guitar, and they are quite good. I mean, if I could get them to New York or Los Angeles and get them to let me be their agent manager, we'd be making some big bucks. We really would. But anyway, that doesn't happen. Speaking of music, yeah, the mobile music in Mexico is always fascinating. Let me drive through the city playing Black Sabbath, and everybody gets to hear it. Ambulances crash, little buses crash because they can't hear anything else. But you got to drive through town and play your Black Sabbath. Really annoying. And that's kind of like mobile karaoke. Well, even stationary karaoke can be annoying. So anyway, by the end of the night, the bands have played and the crowd is thinned. And there's some people who seem to want to go out and sing songs with the band. And of course, these guys and gals are here to make a living, so they're probably not going to say no to you. So they let you sing. Well, the thing is, there's people like me. They can't sing. They need to do something else with the microphone. I don't know what it is. Um, yeah, do something else with this because you don't deserve it and you're a bad singer. And, I know that sounds mean, but if I'm sitting there and I'm having dinner and I'm expecting a certain level of entertainment, and here you are trying to do your version of a Janis Joplin song or Barbra Streisand, and you sound like something that's being slaughtered at the slaughterhouse. It's just wrong. I shouldn't have to listen to that, but I do, and you don't give me a choice because I've got my meal, I've got bottled wine, I got friends. All of a sudden, we can't talk anymore. We can't hear each other anymore. and I've got to listen to you. And I don't know, maybe you think you're good. Maybe you had a lot of drugs that afternoon to think you're good, but you're not. And that's a shame because it hurts. It hurts me that I have to listen to you and it's being forced on me. And this is kind of where I get frustrated. Now, on occasion, this down here happens on buses, and this tends to be little old man, some young kid who come on. They got a mic, they got a very cheap boom bus, and for the entire length of the bus, they are going to sing. And now you can't get off the bus. I mean, at the restaurant, I can get up and walk away and come back when the song's over at least. I can't get off the bus. The bus is not stopping, and they let everybody do this. And I know they're trying to make some money there, but everybody kind of turns away and looks to see, can I open the window more? Can I let some air in? Can I let some sound from the outside in? Because now you got this terrible singing in a tin can, and you come out of that bus and you feel like, what did I do to deserve this? I am not a bad person, but you trapped me in here. So, um, yeah, I guess I got some strong feelings about that. And, it's just because I didn't ask for it, didn't want it. And, not so much in karaoke because, well, you're just sitting there and you've gone up to yourself and sang, and you're not very good. And doesn't matter how you look. Um, in fact, there are some people going up and singing, and there's some ladies who shouldn't be singing. I mean, there's a point where if you just can't sing that good, and you're not looking that good, I mean, it doesn't matter that now you got on a pair of black thigh highs and you got a cat suit on. The Michelin tire lady is not a pretty sight, and you don't sound anywhere near like Beyonce. You don't look like her. Come on, so you got to give up on that. People have to know their limits and just deal with it. And if you have to sing, sing at home in your shower, sing for your husband, sing for your kids. I don't know, make videos and post them and have your own private YouTube account, but just don't put it out in public. But we can't stop people. So I actually have a proposal. um, I think this is like a public safety kind of thing because it hurts when I have to listen to it, and that's not right. So I think there should be an agency, kind of like the DMV, that issues singing licenses. And you send in your audition tape, and we're going to be straightforward with this. No human's going to listen to it. We're going to run it through an AI, an artificial intelligence program, and let them decide. And now, to make it even better, we are going to add pitch correction and auto tune onto it. So it's going to do the best it can to see if you meet a certain standard of singing. If you do, you will be granted a license to perform in public for free, singing karaoke, or you walk around the street singing if you want. You can stop at restaurants, see if somebody pays you for they want, open up your guitar case and throw for they want. But nobody has to listen to you if they don't want to. Nobody has to experience that pain. And I think this is a fair way to do things. I mean, let's face it, there's a reason why we have driver's licenses. Because if you're not big enough to drive a car, you're not smart enough, you don't have the brain power yet because you're 8 years old instead of 16 years old. And sometimes there's not a lot of difference there, I admit. But, you have to have a certain amount of safety and lack of harm to the people around you. And that's why we have driver's licenses. Um, you know, Seems to me that people should be tested more and more for driver's licenses as they go along because, as we get older, sometimes we become worse drivers than good drivers. Um, but the bottom line is a lot of lives are saved. Now, I'm not saying anybody is going to die from your singing or bad music. You're not going to die from it, but it can make you very cranky. And that can be of concern because cranky people can do crazy, stupid, violent things. So, in that concept, I think it's a public safety issue that we make sure We don't do that. We don't provide people the means to be cranky because you just ruin their night singing terrible, terrible songs. So, okay, gosh, that's what I think about karaoke. If you've got any thoughts on it, let me know. Even better, if you want to and we're willing to do so, sing a song about what you're saying, write your own song, put in your own lyrics about it, and send it to me. And who knows, maybe we'll post it and we can let the masses be the judge of what we're talking about here. Anyway, karaoke, no go, needs a license, has to stop, and we need some regulation. So I don't know which party is going to take this up, whether it's going to be the Republicans or Democrats or maybe independents. Maybe that nut job Kennedy might be the guy to do it. So, but anyway, I'm going to try and get this going someday when you start seeing the commercials and legislation out for it. I hope you'll vote no karaoke. All right. You guys have a great day. Thanks. And we will sing again another day. Thanks. Bye bye.